You still have a gaming company?
Yeah, it's a gaming company called Exposure down here in Dallas. They started working with high schools in the area, teaching a curriculum that's STEM accredited based around gaming, because it's a big deal. I started working with those people to create a curriculum based around arts, entertainment, and technology, because there are a lot of lessons that kids in neighborhoods like I came from that they're never going to get if guys like me don't get it to them. They're never going to understand the blockchain and the projects where I'm from. They're never going to get that knowledge. They're never going to understand what crypto is and how to maneuver in that world unless we give it to them now, because it probably won't be in school for another 10 years. You know what I mean? And so you're setting the kids up to fail if you don't set them up to win. And there's a scene at the end of my documentary where I'm talking to a bunch of kids they're about maybe 7 to 10 years old. And so the question that I'm trying to pose is, how do you want those kids to turn out? If you want those kids to turn out different than the kids that are out there tearing up shit right now, then you have to invest in them now.
And that's true. I got a special guest with us right now, just dropping in. CEO of the West Coast
Hip Hop Awards.
I got this trophy for DOC. You got to come pick it up, brother. I got your trophy. Been waiting to give it to you for years, brother.
Wow.
West Coast Hip Hop Awards, come get it, man. We salute you, bro, for your, just being on the West doing your thing. I know you're from Texas, but you're a West Coast legend.
Already, I am.
We got this trophy, man. This trophy is sitting here waiting for you, man. Come on up to Seattle, August 6th. West Coast Hip Hop Awards, our 16th anniversary, and we definitely want you in the building, brother.
Wow, that's amazing, man. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that.
So I'll middleman it too and get you guys to figure it out and exchange contacts somehow.
Right.
All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. One love, DOC.
God bless.
All right, perfect.
And also, I love gaming. And y'all was just talking about games, right? You've been on 2 GTAs. The formula's been on, I think, the last GTA, and it's getting funky enough, which is always my fucking favorite, is on San Andreas. How is it being a part of that?
I mean,
GTA history.
Yeah, we all grew up with the Grand Theft Auto. So, being on that track record is always a plus. You know what's messed up though? Like,
I
never figure out how to get to the Dre one. Like, I don't know.
The new one, the new mission. Yeah.
I don't know if I just suck at gaming now, or I could never figure out how to get to him in the story. I losing and shit and getting frustrated. Like, fuck it, you know what I mean?
Well, if you need help, I am your guy. Because that's what I do. And it's easy. It's kind of easy. I think you gotta first of all get like something. It's something that you gotta go get first. And then once you get it and then you get over there and you play it, it's kind of easy. All you need is like the real type of people, you know what I'm saying? Online people that have it, you know what I mean? Which I always do it. I'm always like a hardcore GTA fan. I didn't know how much, and a hardcore, Dre and Doc fan. And hearing about that, yo, you just hit me up. I'll be all right. Rich Rude 816 on not Facebook, but PS.
I got you.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of the contract, gospel, did you have a little part in that with him?
You know what?
And was it at your voice on like kind of like the hook?
I'm not supposed to talk about that stuff, man.
Well, my bad. Yeah, we want to talk about that, then.
Okay.
My fault.
Hey, one thing I got for you. What do you want your legacy to be remembered as?
I want my legacy to be remembered as a great father who was interested in leading his people back to greatness. Yeah, it doesn't have anything. I wouldn't give a fuck if you never knew me as a rapper. If you know me as somebody that was trying to lead my people back to being great, then I'm good.
One other one here. How much input did you have into your character being portrayed in the Straight Outta Compton movie?
None.
No. Oh, okay. Okay. Where were you?
They didn't ask me shit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn.
Hey, so what did you think of your character then?
I thought he was cool. You know,
Okay.
I support fully everything they. You know what I mean? It was a great movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I just watched it again on my airplane. What's the favorite venue you've ever performed in, or like maybe been on stage? I know Up in Smoky we're riding around.
So before I had to crash, I performed in Chicago with it was me, EPMD, Slick Rick, Scarface, and those boys, and Luke and the 2 Live Crew, and I killed that bitch. You know what I mean? I murked that motherfucker. I tore that bitch off. I destroyed that shit, and I remember it vividly. You know, that was the only time my record had came out and I performed. Any other time I was performing on NWA's tour and my record hadn't come out. But that Chicago show was the first time it was a DOC show. And in Chicago, motherfuckers in the Midwest love some motherfucking DOC. You know what I mean? In 89, I was killing that shit. And man, I really enjoyed that show.
Right, because I was speaking of that, man, because I think what you was on that tour with NWA whenever they came from at Kansas City, and my brothers went to that. Shout out to my brothers. They told me how dope that that was, and plus they didn't. I don't think they heard "Fuck the Police," which was something that you had a huge part in too. Like seeing that type of shit, like hearing that from my brothers. That's why I was just like, yo, I wish I could go and hear that stuff, like for real. Like
everybody know about the show in Detroit.
Yeah.
Well, we did Fuck the Police and got ran off the stage, but we also did a Fuck the Police in Kansas City and got ran off the stage.
No shit.
Yeah, we got arrested in Detroit, but in Kansas City, if you get out that arena and get across that bridge, you say. And so we did Fuck the Police and we got back to the bus and got across that bridge and they couldn't fuck with us.
I didn't even know that. That's crazy. And my brother they probably forgot about saying that, but they thought that I didn't. It's been so many years, like they probably like, oh shit, now I'm remembering. Now they're gonna remember that shit now. For real. And speaking of Kansas City, we got Tech Nine, man. I don't know if you ever heard of It's Alive, when he gave you a little homage off of, you know what I'm saying? So, his line, off of It's Funky Enough. Like, how was it to you hearing that from the most iconic independent, right now, artist right now?
I've been knowing Tech Nine for many, many years, and he's always really been really solid with me, and he always gives it up to me whenever he comes to Dallas. As people call me and invite me to the show, and sometimes I go hang out, just because he's a great guy,
Right.
I got a lot of love for him.
What did you think?
Shout out to the big bro Tech.
What did you think when Game on 1992 used Funky Enough?
Hey, I love when everybody used Funky Enough. Sooner or later, I was gonna play me whenever that song plays.
Okay.
Oh well, they sure do need to, man, for real, because you're one of dudes that well deserve everything that you get, man. So
Will we?
so hopefully you get that, you know what I mean? And speaking like seeing, you know, when was like the first time you ever, you know, met 50? And what you think about like whenever your first impression of meeting 50?
I thought Phil was cool. You know, that's M's guy.
Right.
I didn't meet him until after Get Rich or Die Trying. Me and Dre was probably feuding when they was making that record.
All right. The
But he had already blew up, so it was hard not to like him.
Right.
Are you and Dre on good terms now?
Yeah.
Okay. And so, do you ever think we'll see an Up in Smoke tour too?
Right.
I'd love it.
Yeah.
Man, I would love it. I try to talk him into it all the time. You know what I mean? I never leave him alone about this shit. I try to push his button. You know, you ain't gotta be a whole tour. Let's just do 20 dates. You know, let's only do 2 in the United States and do all the rest of them out of the country. I just try to come up with shit just to get him excited.
Because I know
Right.
we'd love to see him up here. I went to Up in Smoke last time, but I saw it in Seattle. Obviously, a 2-hour drive from Vancouver. But I saw it in Seattle because then Daz and Corrupt, I believe, didn't get across the border that year for the Up in Smoke in Vancouver.
I know, and I wanted to go too, man. And I was young at that time, and I was like, ain't this a bitch? Like, I had to get the DVD because I went to Cali at that time too, and I was like, and I remember they was all showing that, and I was like, fuck, I wish I was there. You know what I mean? Hey, speaking of that, man, like, how much? Because I get to thinking about like concerts and shit. What was one of your favorite concerts that you got starstruck?
I don't really get starstruck, but there was back when Eric and I first started dating, she used to own this club in Dallas called the Black Forest. And one night Prince came in and just did a whole fucking set at her fucking club. And it was I had so much, like when he came in, he's like, the guy's got to be about 5 feet tall, you know what I mean? And I'm like 6'4", and so I didn't want the dude to feel funny. So when he came in, I didn't even stand up. I just stayed sitting in my chair and shook his hand because I didn't want to be taller than him. That's
Right.
You know. And he went up and rocked that shit out, man. It was the coolest shit ever.
Go ahead. Yo, thank you. It's an honor, man. I don't even care if I don't never get to meet you again, but at the end of the day, it made me so proud as a hip hop head. Thank you for everything done.
God bless
honor.
you. I appreciate it.
Much love.